Hey, what's up everyone? Pete the Guttural Monk here. This is my first video of 2018, and I've already shot this damn thing 2 or 3 times, but hopefully this is it. Gonna nail it this time. Alright, so, of course, moving into every new year, there's always a huge, highly anticipated album pile that's just fucking being released right out of the gates. Number 1 in that pile for me was this gem right here. This is Ataraxy with Where All Hope Fades. It has totally lived up to every drop of hype that I gave this album going into the year. Ataraxy, if you don't know, these guys are from Spain. They play an awesome style of old school death metal. Fans of Asphyx would absolutely love what they're doing here. It's mid-paced, mid-tempo stuff. It's crushing. It's slow enough to make you really fucking feel it. The riffs are evolving. The tracks are fucking excellent. 45 minutes or so spin time. There are 2 tracks that exceed the 10-minute mark. They are not laggers. They are not filler. I think they are the 2 strongest tracks on the album. Check it out if you haven't done so. Dark Descent Records put this one out just a couple weeks ago. I would kill to have some of the earlier stuff in my collection, so I'm dying to see if they actually have it reissued at some point this year, since this album's seeming to get a lot of love and a lot of hype so far. I'm just going to try to add to it. Ataraxy, Where All Hope Fades. Check these fuckers out. Absolutely killer stuff. So, next album on this list, this actually came out at the very end of 2017. It didn't get a physical release in the US till the very beginning of this year, so I'm technically counting it as a 2018 release, but some of you will probably argue with that. Anyway, this is Puncturing the Grotesque from the legendary Autopsy. Autopsy needs no introduction. This is either like a mini LP or an EP, whatever the fuck you call it. It's just a fun, quick spin. This is not Mental Funeral. This is not Severed Survival. This is not super early Autopsy, nor is it super late Autopsy either. This definitely harkens back to like their mid-discography stuff. Honestly, if you're a fan of Shit Fun, you're gonna fucking love this stuff. If you're a fan of Abscess, you're gonna fucking love this stuff. This is definitely pulling from a little bit more of like a punky place. This is pulling from a more upbeat, up-tempo part of the sewer, not like the dirty, slow, dingy Mental Funeral awesomeness. This is awesome in its own way. Chris Reifart's vocals are fucking incredible. That dude, for his age and his experience, has unbelievable pipes left in him, and I think his performance outshines everything on this album. Check it out if you haven't done so. It's out right now on Peaceville, Autopsy, Puncturing the Grotesque. Fucking killer stuff. Next up, this band, again, needs no kind of introduction. I think this is full-length number 5 for them. And to me, personally, I think this is a return to form. I liked Darkness Drips Forth a couple of years ago, but it really didn't, you know, do it for me based on, like, my love of some of their earlier material. Of course, I'm talking about Hooded Menace. This is Ossuarium, Silhouettes, Unhallowed, out right now on Season of Mist. Hooded Menace, of course, come from Finland. They play super doomed out, crushing old school death metal. This album, like I said, this is back to the glory days of Hooded Menace. This is that Razorback Records kind of shit. This is that super heavy, disgusting, fun death metal that I fucking craved out of this band. Vocals are super powerful. The riffs are absolutely crushing, and they all coalesce into one massive fucking just feeling of, I don't know, fucking Finnish death metal in every track. Love this shit. Check it out. The cover art is absolutely fucking gorgeous. There you go. There's a good shot of it. So, Hooded Menace, Ossuarium, Silhouettes, Unhallowed, right now. Check that shit out. This next one, I came across these guys at random. Heard 2 singles off of this album and absolutely fell in love with it. The sound reminds me a little bit of if you took Artificial Brain, but pulled out the technicality, and then he took a band like fucking Circle of Dead Children and pulled out the grind. Smash them together, you got Australia's Golgothan Remains. This is Perverse Offerings to the Void. I fucking love this album, man. I really do. It's a short spin. It's about 35 minutes in length, and I've listened to it more times than I am proud to admit in the last couple of days since I've owned it. This actually only came out of my car because I wanted to show it to you guys today. Absolutely fucking monstrous piece of death metal. It's suffocating, it's horrific, it's fucking uncomfortable. The way the high guitars just fucking pierce your ear, it is just, I mean, it's seriously like a fucking, it's like being tortured in the best possible way. Absolutely love everything about this. I have a feeling this is going to be on my end of year list. I'm going to pick up the vinyl copy. I'm pretty sure Impure Sounds is going to be putting out the vinyl release. If I get my hands on one of those, I'd absolutely love to add it to the collection. No U.S. distribution for this. Stream it on Bandcamp. Hit the band up on Bandcamp for a copy of the CD. It is well worth it. Golgothan remains. Perverse offerings to the void. Check that shit out. As everything else in this video, it's all going to be linked down below. Linked, mentioned, whatever. So make sure you click that down arrow. Check out everything that I'm talking about in case I'm going a little too fast for you. Next up, the fucking single off of this EP is easily my most played song of the year so far. And going into the summer months, it's going to be played even more. I love everything about this EP, and I stress if you're a fan of any kind of doom, stoner, hard rock, occult rock, any of that shit, check this band out. This is Green Lung out of the UK with Free the Witch. Fuck yeah. Lady Lucifer. That's the track right there. They got an awesome video full of fucking evil, fucking satanic, ritualistic shit. It's got tits in it. It's got blood in it. It's fucking awesome. Check that song out. Check the rest of the EP out. This has a cassette release, obviously, in the U.S. From Deckhead Records. I'm pretty sure it's sold out now, but no doubt there's going to be a repress somewhere along the lines. Pretty simple tape. Both sides shown there. Like I said, man, it's just evil, occult, stoner, doom rock, and I love every fucking minute of it. Green Lung, Free the Witch. Check it out. Next up is an album that needs no kind of introduction. I'm sure 90% of you have heard it already, and the other 50% of you has probably fucking talked about it already. This is Ion from Portal, again out of Australia. Holy shit. So, this is not the best introduction to Portal. If you've never heard Portal before, but you're hearing everybody talk about this band, don't listen to this first. Check out Vexavoid. I think that is easily their most approachable album. But then you can give this one a shot because holy shit, man. The riffs and what these guys are doing with guitars and the way the guitars and the drums kind of like combat each other, but at the same time they're totally working in some kind of sick, twisted, fucking other dimensional harmony that I just don't understand is fucking incredible. Cool, fold out digi-release from Profound Lore. Show you the inside of it there. My goodness, man, this is an incredible piece of music. I need to spend more time with it, so I've listened to it twice so far, and I recommend you do the same. Listen to it the first time, just let it hit you in the face. Just fucking take it, let it punch you in the face, you're gonna bruise, it's gonna be fine, but as soon as the album's over, and when the album's over, you'll fucking know, because the last track is this like 10-minute, just disturbing, atmospheric fucking piece that just makes your skin crawl. But anyway, when the album's over, press play again. Because then the second time you're going to absorb a whole lot more. Fuck yeah, man. This album lived up to every piece of hype that I thought it would have. This has totally proven itself as, you know, one of the top albums of the year so far. It's out right now on Profound Lore, Portal, Ion, check it out. Next up, this album is, you know, totally living up to hype again. Like I said, this year's off to a fucking bang if you haven't noticed. But, holy shit. So 2015, I'm pretty sure, this band released The Reverend King. It was on my top albums of the year list. I listened to that album more time than I can possibly tell you. I spent more time with it than I'm proud to admit. I know every fucking word. I like to sing along in my car like I have even close to as much talent as Jake Rogers has. I'm talking about Visigoth, but I'm talking about the Conquerors' Oath this time. This is the most fun piece of heavy metal that I've heard in a very long time. Actually, this is the most fun piece of heavy metal I've heard since Eternal Champions, Armor of Ire, a couple of years ago. I fucking love that album, but I like this one a whole lot more. The Conqueror's Oath, man, Visigoth, they have those hooks, they've got the riffs, they just make you feel like you are immersed in whatever foreign fantasy land exists on this cover right here. Yeah, I absolutely love this stuff. The more you listen to the singles, or the more you actually stream this album, the more it will get caught in your head, and you will need to basically get your fix just by listening to it. I mean, it's the only way to satisfy it. Check it out if you haven't done so. Metal Blade Records put this out back in January, I want to say. Visigoth, The Conqueror's Oath, absolutely fucking killer stuff. Last on my list, this is a cool split between two bands that really have no reason being on the same split, other than they come from the same scene. So I'm talking about the Windhand and Satyrs split released by Relapse Records just a couple of weeks ago. So Windhand, of course, plays that really like soft-touched doom metal. It's doom metal, but it takes out that kind of like tough guy testosterone metal part of it. I don't know how to explain it the right way, but the way Windhand is able to craft songs is really fucking kind of majestic in a way. Grief's Internal Flower, if you haven't heard that, that's their latest full length. It's a fucking wonderful piece of doom. And the 2 tracks on here totally follow suit in that formula that they've been able to somehow conjure up and create once they're all in the studio together. Old Evil is kind of like a shorter track for them, I guess. You know, it's like 6 minutes long. Super catchy. Another track that will absolutely get hooked and caught in your fucking head. Three Sisters, the second track by Windhand on here, a little bit longer. Definitely has that more kind of like a cult and ritualistic feel to it. But fucking gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. Satyrs is a band that I was not familiar with at all until this split was announced a couple months ago. So they play, I want to call them like doom rock, occult rock, garage rock. I'm sure they fucking hate that. But it's evil, twisted, fucked up shit. It's definitely more fun, more spunky, more upbeat, more up-tempo. Great contrast to Windhand's side of this split. Although I do like the Windhand side a little bit more. But I'll be looking forward to what Satyrs does nonetheless, and I have digged into their back catalog, and I do like the other material. So I might pick up some stuff along the way. Anyway, gorgeous, gorgeous cover artwork. This is Windhand and Satyrs killer split out on Relapse Records. That's all I got for new releases. Just 8 releases this time. It's early in the year. I got a lot of stuff on the way. I was actually kind of hoping, since I fucked this video up the other day, that I might have a couple more things waiting for me when I got home from work today, but that wasn't the case. But what I do want to do is something a little new. So I want to talk about a couple albums that are going to be released very, very shortly. The one I want to start with is the album that's actually playing in the background right now. I don't know if you can hear it. I might just be pausing and looking like an asshole. But it is Galvanizer's Sanguine Vigil, to be released, I think, today, possibly tomorrow, on Everlasting Spew Records out of Italy. Galvanizer plays this old school style death grind. Fans of Carcass, fans of any kind of like old school Finnish death metal will fucking love and eat this shit up. The cover artwork is fucking what caught my eye right from the beginning. So it's actually done by the guy who handled the original Demolik Nespith cover. He's also done a fucking ton of other awesome old school Finnish death metal albums, Adramelk, and a whole bunch of other bands. But check these guys out. Galvanizer is no fucking joke. These guys are going to crush the death metal scene this year. The album comes out, like I said, today, tomorrow, something like that. Today's February 28th, so today might actually be the release date. Check it out. Stream it right now. These guys aren't getting a lot of press, but I'm trying to, really get their name out there. Again, everything will be linked in the description below. Galvanizer, Sanguine Vigil, can't wait. Also from Everlasting Spew, Assumption released the 4 Doors. I think that was the name of the EP a couple of years ago. Absolutely fell in love with that upon hearing it for the first time. Bought a copy of it, have spun it countless times since then. They finally have a full length coming out, and it's through Everlasting Spew. It's called Abscondicus. It comes out April 20th or something like that. Sometime in April. Can't wait to see what that's all about, because that band has been super high on my list of bands to follow up with and make sure that, shit, I gotta stay on top of these new releases for these more, like, I hate calling it underground, but like less spoken about bands. Another band I want to mention that's coming out with an album also April 20th. It's on Impure Sounds, so another band out of Australia. This is Gravier with Cenotaph. So these guys play some nice, straightforward black metal. Fans of the second and third Marduk album will really fucking love this stuff. Melodic black metal, I guess you can call it. Super riff-centric. Absolutely fucking bludgeoning stuff. But that's coming out also on April 20th. Gravier, Cenotaph. That's going to be out on Impure Sounds. Cannot wait to hear more from that band. Next on my list is actually a band from my home state, Sentient Horror. with the Crypts below. This one comes out on March 30th. Old school Swedish style death metal. These guys were called Sentient or Sentience, possibly both, within the last couple of years. A bunch of name changes, but Sentient Horror is the new name for these guys. Awesome looking cover artwork. The single sounds fucking incredible. Definitely check it out. I cannot wait to hear this full album once it finally drops. I'm not sure which label, if any, is attached to that one, so I do apologize. But, you know, definitely check it out. Sentient Horror with the Crypts below. And the last one, which is one that you guys probably may or may not be familiar with, it's Uada out of the Pacific Northwest in the U.S. This is Cult of a Dying Sun, to be released through Eisenwald sometime in May. They haven't really hammered down an actual release date for it yet, as far as I know. But the cover art is out there. It looks fucking awesome, and it is a perfect follow-up look to Uada's first, I guess, album, EP, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, that is super high on my list of albums that I will basically buy. I will hit the fucking buy button without even hearing a fucking single lick of music, because I know that it's going to be incredible. Again, everything's linked in the description below. Also linked in the description below, I fucking made an Instagram, and it's not just new releases, it's just albums that I'm listening to while I'm listening to them. So be prepared to see a lot of pictures that I take in my car, because that's where I do a lot of my listening. But, I mean, short of me making videos, which I don't have time to do, you'll see a lot of the stuff that's in the collection behind me, finally. So if you want to follow that, it's just the Guttural Monk Instagram, but it'll be linked below. Thank you for all the subs. I appreciate it. Every day my phone goes fucking ballistic. It's telling me somebody else is subscribing to this channel that I rarely update content to. It is appreciated. Everybody that's been kind of commenting and discussing on my former videos and future videos, hopefully, thank you guys. I do appreciate that as well. Feel free to leave a comment below. I love hearing what you guys are listening to. I've discovered countless awesome bands because of comments left by you guys. So please comment below. Let me know what's up. Let me know what I should be talking about. It is appreciated, guys. Until next time, hopefully there's another video coming very soon. Cheers, guys.